Holy moly, bite your nails to the very end. 13
hey, that's football. Listen.
to 12.
Y'all got them first world problems, man. This is what football used to be. I remember playing in games like this all the time way back in the 1995.
It did feel like
1995.
It felt like some 1990s football. All right, 215-592-9494. Let's react together to an Eagles win in Buffalo. Probably the best team that they've beaten in a while. You think about it, the Packers season has kind of fallen off. They're going to be a 7 seed. The Lions missed the playoffs, eliminated. So you kind of go back through the schedule. The Buffalo Bills, even with the loss yesterday, have 11 wins. That's a good football team with obviously a tremendous quarterback. And Hugh, there's a lot to unpack from the game. We will get to the offense, which once again did a no-show in the second half. But the story yesterday, Hugh, was the defense. What they did to Josh Allen and that offense to hold them to 12 points.
Pretty impressive.
Unbelievable. There's a lot of great football coaches. Currently, there's a lot of great football coaches that I've watched, on both sides of the football in my almost 40 years as a fan. There's not many. It's a small list of coaches that I would say are better coaches than Vic Fangio. That guy is incredible. Hugh, your reaction is the Eagles go to Buffalo and get out of there with a 1-point victory.
A win is a win.
There we go.
That's what I'm going
with.
But see, listen, this is the problem. Because I tried to tell you yesterday, and I've been trying to tell y'all all year long. 21 points. If you get 21 points, you got a shot. Now, 13 points yesterday was enough to get the job done. But we don't want to live like that. Because we're going to probably play some offenses that can score some points. But the way that this defense is playing, man, and they're playing well. Especially those 2D tackles. And the way, Jalen Carter came back, he had a phenomenal game. He blew that guard up.
Oh, my goodness.
That guard was a crash test dummy. Because it was almost like when you slow it down, and this is when people, you appreciate the D-line play. Because on impact, when you watch that guard's head buckle when he goes back and you just see Jalen just sprint through him, that was phenomenal. That was phenomenal to get that sack on, what's his name, Josh Allen. That was phenomenal to see. I loved it.
It was everyone yesterday. I thought Alex Hunt was awesome. Cooper DeJean had a career high in tackles. Zach Bond stopping Josh Allen from getting in the end zone early in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
It was everyone. They play this defense. For as great as they were last year, this almost feels even more impressive what Fangio's done with this group this year because they lost all those guys. They lost half that defense from last year. And to come back and have this kind of season and to do what they've done since the bye, outrageous. 215-592-9494. All right, Hugh, on the pregame show yesterday before the game, I said that if they went to Buffalo and they won convincingly, it would convince us all. Now, they did half of that, right? They went to Buffalo.
They won convincingly.
Well, they didn't win convincingly.
They won.
Hugh, that's not. They didn't. But they didn't win convincingly.
See, I'm not.
But they didn't. That's not true. They won by a point.
They won though.
They didn't have a completion in the second half of the game.
Buffalo beat Jalen since he's been here? Josh Allen ain't beat us yet.
Yeah, he's 0 for 3. Yeah, one of those is against Wentz.
Yeah.
He's 2 against Jones.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. The bottom line is yesterday when we had the pregame show, I said if they won convincingly, I think we'd all be convinced that they had turned a major corner. Again, they did half of that. They won.
They won, and they turned the corner.
All right, can I put it this way?
Yes.
Hugh, yesterday, for as fun as it was, and it was a good win, and I'm glad they got it, and I think it helps them mentally as they move towards the postseason.
You're not happy?
No, I'm very happy. But yesterday doesn't change my opinion on their chances to win the Super Bowl. I have the same thought that I did before the game yesterday. The Eagles are clearly capable of winning the Super Bowl. They could do it. I will not be surprised if they get back to Santa Clara and go to the Super Bowl again because this defense is that good. Vic Fangio's that good. And they usually have a half each game where their offense joins the party. But yesterday didn't change. It didn't change my opinion. I don't feel any stronger that they're going. You know what yesterday was? Yesterday was the Bills game, right? Mm-hmm. It was the Chiefs game. It was the Bucs game.
Oh, so you're saying it was just a print and paste? What do they call it? Cut and paste?
It's the same. We've seen this game 9. I've seen this Eagles game 9 times this season. I went through them this morning. The Chiefs, the Rams, the Bucs, the Chargers, the Cowboys, the Lions, the Packers, and now yesterday. You go through all the games this season that they've won like this, or they've played like this, right? They've won 6 of them. They've lost 3 of them. They're all the same game, into which the game comes down to a block kick. The game comes down to a block extra point. The game comes down to one final play. Sometimes the Eagles have made the play. Sometimes they haven't. Sometimes Dallas has. It's been the same game 9 times. Yesterday was the exact same game as a lot of these other games. They were on the winning side. What I feel, Hugh, is they're good enough to win any game, but it's going to require 4 coin flips in the playoffs because this is the way the Eagles play when they play good teams, right? Like they could blow the Giants out. Mm-hmm. They could blow the Raiders out. They could blow the Commanders out. But when they play other good teams, like those teams I was throwing in there, the game looks like yesterday, which is very, very tight right down to the end. Hugh, did yesterday change your opinion on their chances to win the Super Bowl?
Yes, it did. I had an epiphany.
Why?
Yesterday.
What was the epiphany?
That I'm gonna trigger some people with this one, but it's what I thought about. It's like because there was a stat that was rolled out where I think Jalen Hurts is the first quarterback since the 70s. How did that stat go?
1987.
Where
is the
it was
statistic.
like the lowest scored in the second half or something like that because they didn't even score a first down the second half.
The final 14 first downs of the game Buffalo had.
Yeah.
Here it is, the 2025 Eagles. I think this is what you're referencing. First team since the 1987 Patriots to win multiple games in a season in which they didn't complete a second half pass.
Yes.
Hurts is the first quarterback in the play-by-play era.
The play-by, yes.
Since 1978, right? So they started recording each play. To go 0 for 7 or worse in multiple games in a season.
Historic. That's a lot.
Yeah. Making history.
That's a lot to digest. Yeah. That's a lot to spit out.
Yep.
But the bottom line is this. I had an epiphany. And Jalen Hurts is going to be the first quarterback in history to win a Super Bowl like that. That's how strongly I feel about it.
What do you mean? Like we're going to have an
we're going back to back. I feel that.
Is he going to have an 0 for second half of the Super Bowl win?
This is probably going to be.
That would be amazing.
This is probably going to be one of the worst offenses to win the Super Bowl in a long time. Since that we were talking about this morning, the Peyton Manning offense when he was with Denver. Mm-hmm. And the only thing people remember about that is the defense. Because I don't remember the Denver Broncos being offensively that bad, but I'm not in Denver. You know what I mean? So, when you go back and you look at the numbers bear out what we were talking about earlier. But I feel like the way that this Eagles team is playing, who are you afraid of in the playoffs? Like, I would say the Rams are like they're the absolute toughest team that you're going to face when you talk about the number of points that they're going to score. I'll put Seattle in that boat too, but Seattle, not as worried about them as I would probably say I would be.
Yeah, it's not about being worried about any particular team. It's the Eagles' offense that is the concern. Yeah. I mean, the Eagles have done this in 9 games this year, and some of those teams aren't even that good.
Defense won't keep it.
The defense could take them to the Super Bowl. I absolutely believe that, but I don't feel any stronger today they're going to win the Super Bowl because they beat the Bills. They had less than 200 yards offense. They didn't complete a pass in the second half. It's the same game we've seen all year.
You know what this is? I'm gonna give you an analogy.
Okay.
This is what this is. Like you got a nice little car collection at your house, right? Mm-hmm. And you like to say because shout out to my man Fletcher Cox. I think he was the rookie of the year in drag racing. I saw that somewhere. He was the rookie of the year this year. He's going to a banquet. Or he already went to the banquet. He's like in drag racing. He's the rookie of the year. He had a good year. But the bottom line is this: you have a Lamborghini Gallardo sitting in your yard, right? Beautiful car, looks great, a lot of money, $high vehicle. But you have that Mustang 5.0 that you've put a couple dollars in, that you've changed the air filters, you've changed the flow masters, you've changed the pulleys. Like, you got that thing running. That's your defense. That Mustang is your defense. That's outperforming your supercar.
Yeah, I mean, they've carried the team for 2 years.
So that's what this is going to be. Like, if you can keep this defense healthy and salty, I see a path that's going to what was it? California?
Santa Clara, yeah. I do too. I mean, I'm with you on that.
I'm going to wine country.
But I saw the same path before yesterday.
Bottles.
How many bottles we getting?
We're going to get a couple.
Yeah, okay. All right.
We're going to get some expensive bottles. We're going to get like 2.
215-592-9494. Only 2 bottles? All the way to Santa Clara? Only 2 bottles?
It's $100. We're going to get some $100 bottles, though.
No, I mean, if we're going to Santa Clara, we got to get more than 2 bottles of wine. I mean,
4.
All right, I was thinking 8, but that's fine. 215-592.
They're going to be like $100 a piece.
But how often do you get out there? That's the point. You got to get the good wine.
We got to get Ken to show us where to get some good wine.
Oh, he will. All right. Did yesterday change how you feel about this team's chance to win the Super Bowl? It did for you. It didn't change anything for me. I mean, the Eagles, to me, have the same chance they did before yesterday, which is they have a real chance. This defense is special. Fangio is special. But the offense plays a half a game against good teams. I mean, that's going to be why every playoff game is going to be tight. Let's hear from Nick Sirianni
asks after the game about, kind of the game it was and how he feels. Here's Sirianni.
You got to give yourself points when you win football games. There's always things to clean up when you come out of a football game. But if you come out of a football game where you win on the road again in a hostile environment, man, they got really good fans. Against a really good football team that's had the sustained success that we have. Like if you come out of this and you're just thinking about all the negative things that happen, that makes for a miserable existence.
What are you talking about?
We'll get there. We'll get to what we need to clean up, and
Probably.
Really good first half by the offense, not a great second half, and a lot of different reasons why. But I'm never gonna. Winning's hard in this league, and I'm always gonna enjoy a win. And then I'm going to be really hypercritical on myself first and foremost, and then the rest of the guys after that, and the coaches. So you feel great.
Well, I mean, he's got to say that. I mean, they just won. That was a hard-fought win over a good football team. They should be excited. We'll see if they play this coming Sunday. It could be the last time his starters are on the field until the playoffs. So I'm totally fine with Sirianni pushing the positives, that they won and they got out of there with a victory and all that, because he's the head coach of the football team and they won again yesterday. But it's the same game. I feel like they are all deja vu. The games this year that they've won, again, there's been 9 games that have looked just like yesterday. They've won 6, they've lost 3. The hope now is they got to win 4 in a row starting 2 weeks from now. 215-592-9494. Did yesterday change how you feel about this team's chances to go win the Super Bowl? Go back-to-back.
Back-to-back.
And send us to Santa Clara. Kyle, how you feeling after the Eagles go to Buffalo and they come home with a 13-12 win?
So I'm totally with you on the offense thing. Like nothing changed about how I feel about the offense. It just is what it is at this point. It's been 17 weeks of the same inconsistent crap where they go entire stretches of games without completing a pass, scoring, and they put the defense in a bad position. But man, I think what I realized yesterday is that when you look at this playoff field, the Eagles offense does have an advantage over all the rest of these teams. And that's that they don't have to play against this Eagles defense.
Yep.
The defense is so good. They're fast, they're young, they hit, and they just look like they keep getting better and better. So it is what it is with the offense. They're probably going to, it feels crazy to say, but if they can get 21 points a game, 23 in the postseason,
coming around too.
They could do it. They could.
You hear.
Why not? I don't
it.
see a team that I think is super scary, like a total juggernaut. Like, how the hell are we going to beat that team? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that works to the Eagles' advantage in the postseason. They're experienced, they're young, and why not?
Let me give you both sides of why what I think is going to happen in the playoffs. Hugh, they're probably not going to face a quarterback better than the guy they faced yesterday, right? I mean, Stafford's having an incredible season, so it may be him. But they're probably not going to face a quarterback better than Josh Allen. They held him to 12 points, right? So whatever you think of Stafford or the Seahawks or the 49ers, Robert's on a heater right now, none of them have a better quarterback than Josh Allen. So the Eagles' defense is capable of holding a great quarterback to 12 points. That gives them a chance to win literally every football game they play. That's the part where I think there is feeling of excitement. There's also the other side, as Kyle said, well, they only need to get to about 21 and they could hold. They lost to the Cowboys doing this, right? Mm-hmm. They got up 21-0. They didn't score again, and they lost to the Cowboys doing the same stuff that they did yesterday. So, to me, every game is the same in that they are capable of beating anyone. Their defense is capable of shutting anyone down for a long period of time. Anyone. And I mean Allen, Dak. They could do it to Stafford, too. They kind of did in that game here in Philadelphia for a while, in September. But they also just don't score for such long stretch. I mean, they kept giving the ball back to Buffalo in the second half on the 50-yard line over and over and over.
That's a lot to ask from your defense.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a lot to ask.
I don't know how those guys do it.
Yeah. I mean, they're salty. They play salty. But if we do lose, I mean, and it's always a possibility, you know how it's going to be. It's going to be because we didn't score enough points.
Of course it is. Yeah,
but Captain Obvious over here, that's how you always lose.
Well, no, but sometimes it's the defense.
But it's going to be one of those things where the offense is going to sputter at the worst time. Most teams that I feel like we play against, they try to keep it close so that they can try to pull it out at the end. You're gonna always have to be ahead of the game, and what I mean by that is if you're going to want to win this Super Bowl, you're going to always have to be playing with a lead.
Yeah.
I don't see this team is not equipped to come back from behind.
Man, I'll tell you, this defense, though. I mean, that was a remarkable effort yesterday. Sometimes I'm watching this Eagles defense, it feels like they have 12 players on the field. That's how they swarm to the football. Anytime someone catches the ball yesterday, there's a guy right there ready to tackle him. Tremendous job.